Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to yet another Destiny 2 video, and today we are doing a full comprehensive guide on the Truth Exotic rocket launcher. Now this is a quest that just dropped today on reset, and it took about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and with this guide it may take you, even less than that, simply because I was stuck on a few parts trying to figure things out. So all in all, this is going to take you about an hour to an hour and a half. Now before we talk about the quest steps, there are some prerequisites that you need, so just have these things now ahead of time so that you don't have to, go do these things in the middle of the quest. First thing you're going to need is a lot of tincture of queen's foil. Make sure you have at least 4 of them. I would recommend 5 though. Another thing that you're going to need in this quest is a Corsair bounty or a Corsair down ready to be turned in. And the last thing you're going to need is a very good rocket launcher. The one that I would recommend the most is of course the Wardcliff coil. There's going to be a lot of different steps in this quest where you're going to have to get multi-kills and rocket launcher kills, and obviously the Wardcliff coil does that in the best possible way. If this guide helps you out, drop a like as it supports the channel, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is just go ahead and complete the menagerie. Very straightforward, kill the boss, and you'll get a scrap of paper at the very end. This is the start of the exotic quest, and it asks you to simply go ahead and talk to Petrovenge for the next quest step. She'll then tell you to go to the Ascendant challenge and simply complete it. For the week of June 11th, the Ascendant realm is located behind spawn. It is in the Bay of Drowned Wishes, so go ahead, pop a tincture of queen's foil, jump in there, and complete the Ascendant realm. Very straightforward so far. Once you go ahead and complete the Ascendant challenge, go ahead and open up the chest, and it will give you the next quest step called a map Asundar. Now this is really the bulk of the quest step right here. You're going to have to collect and decode 4 different map pieces, and the quest reads: you will find one near Cistern on the Centaur, one by hunting a child of darkness in the Tangled Jetsam, and one by fighting alongside the Chosen as night falls. Don't worry, you're not going to have to decode any of that whatsoever. The first thing you're going to want to do is go over to the Tangled Shore. Once you're there, go over to the left side of the map, which is the Jetsam or Saturn of Jetsam, something along those lines, and go inside of the ship starting at the 2nd floor. Once you're inside, just follow in my footsteps here and go all the way to the very end. You're going to notice that there is a hungered or a hungering ogre. He's going to be a yellow bar, and it's very obvious, you can't miss him. He's at the very end. He does have, a big health bar. He's going to give you one of the map fragments, and what you need to do is complete 3 Nightfalls and get 60 final blows using a rocket launcher. Now, of course, this is where the Wardcliff coil comes in. Now, I personally would not recommend doing this just yet. I would actually recommend getting another map fragment first before doing this, because then you can go to Petra and pick up all of the map fragments. It might be a glitch, or it might just be part of the quest, but for some reason it allows you just to pick up the other fragments from Petra herself. Next, you want to go over to Nessus and go to the top of the map where Watcher's grave is. Right beside Werner's ship, to the left hand side of it where this public event spawns, there are going to be these platforms. Now you want to get on these platforms with your tincture of queen's foil, climb up them and open up the chest, and then you're going to get the next step. This is kind of like the 2nd out of the 4. Now this map fragment actually requires you to get a badge of a downed Corsair in the Dreaming City and return it to a Corsair outpost. Now before you do that one as well, make sure you go over to Petrovenge and see if she has the other quest steps available for you. It was very strange, but me and my fire team and even other fire team members, they just went over to Petra after they got 2 of the quest steps, and for some reason she had the 3rd and 4th map fragment waiting for us, and we didn't have to go out into the world and search for them. So it was very strange. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or if that's intentional, but she will have the last 2 map fragments waiting for you guys, and it's going to save you a lot of time. Next, all you got to do is complete all 4 of the map fragments. It's very simple, shouldn't take you too much time, maybe 30 minutes in total, but go ahead and just bang out every single one of these as quickly as possible. Now, I was honestly super livid because I was grinding for maybe 20-25 minutes on just this map fragment alone. All my buddies seem to have had a Corsair bounty laying around in their pursuits or their inventory for some stupid reason, and I was the only person who didn't have one in my inventory. So if you want to get a Corsair Corsair bounty, you're going to have to go to the Dreaming City and you're going to have to kill Scorn during activities. It's very annoying because it is based on RNG, so you're going to have to wait and get lucky for one to drop. One of them can drop per day, so make sure that you didn't have one drop today, otherwise you won't be able to get another one until tomorrow. A lot of you may get stuck on this part, so listen very carefully. Once you get yourself a Corsair bounty, go ahead and read the description of the Corsair bounty. Then you can look at the keywords and it'll describe one of the locations in the Dreaming City. Once you have the keyword, and for example mine was garden, so I knew it was Garden of Ascilla, I came over to this location and I looked for the Corsair body. Once I found the body, the correct one, there's about 5 or 6 that can spawn in any given location, I simply went up to it and interacted with it. But then here's the other important part, guys. After you actually interact with the body, you have to kill ads around the body, and that is then going to drop you something on the floor, which is the Corsair badge. Go to the Corsair, people, hand in your Corsair badge, and boom, you are done with this map fragment. That is number 1 out of 4. Next up, we're going to go over to the Tangled Shore, and we're simply going to kill 100 Hive. If you do kill powerful enemies, it counts for more, so you can, find whatever way you'd like to farm these, but I simply went to the jet sim and I just farmed the ads over and over. They keep respawning, so honestly it should only take you about 5 to 10 minutes and you'll have this map fragment done within no time. If you want, you can go into lost sectors and maybe kill the boss at the very end, and that may give you a lot of progress, but I personally just went to the public zone and just killed as many as I could as fast as possible. Then go ahead and turn in that map fragment, and that is going to be 2 out of 4. The next thing we're going to do is the third one, which is the Nightfalls one. Now this is by far going to take the most time out of the 4, but it really isn't that big of an issue, especially if you do have a fire team and are relatively efficient at speedrunning Nightfalls. What you need to make sure to do is actually apply a 100 power debuff. You have to do this in order to complete or get progress on the 3 Nightfall completions. Now what I personally did is went for the Warden of Nothing. We just did 3 quick speedruns of that. We put on a 100 power debuff, and then we put on arc burn with heavyweight, and we did that because we were using Wardcliff coils. We went ahead and rallied a flag and then started up the Nightfall, and we easily got our power weapon kills, which is 60 rocket kills in total, done in about 1.5 to 2 strikes, and then did one final strike that was a 100k just to have that milestone done with, and then we were done with that, and that is 3 out of 4. Now for the very last one, guys, what you're gonna have to do is go over to Nessus and be Ascendant and kill people with your rocket launcher. Multi-kills do count for more, so try your best to get multi-kills with your Wardcliff coil. The place that I'd recommend going to is a lost sector in the Cistern. The lost sector I'm referring to is the Conflux, I believe that's the name of it, and it is underneath a waterfall. Go over there and you'll be able to get this done with a Wardcliff coil in just 1 clear of the lost sector. What I would recommend is going to this back part right here so that more ads spawn, and once the dogs and the scions and everything starts chasing you, just train them like you're playing some good old Call of Duty World at War Zombies and just take them all out with your Wardcliff. You'll get the step done, and then you'll finally be on the last step, which is Candy from a Baby. What you need to then do is complete the Warden of Nothing strike while Ascendant, then find the final hidden Ascendant chest. What you also need to do, though, that I don't think it mentions, is you also have to find these artifacts hidden around the strike. So what you want to first do is go ahead and launch the Warden of Nothing strike from your director. It's not a fancy version of it, just a regular strike, and what you want to make sure you do is pop a tincture of Queen's Foil. Now I'm going to show you all 4 of the locations of the artifacts. There may be more of them in the strike if you somehow, don't listen to this guide and miss the 4 that I show you. There may be more later on that you can kind of salvage the run with, but just pick up these 4 that I'm showing you and you'll be good to go. So once you get all 4 of them, it is going to say that the Ascendant chest has appeared and all the platforms have appeared, or something along those lines in the bottom left corner of your screen. Once that pops up, you go ahead and do the strike regularly, kill the boss, and wait for the chest to spawn. Once the chest does spawn, there are going to be these Ascendant platforms that pop up. I thought we did something wrong at first because they were not spawning up, but what you need to do is just be patient and wait for the chest to come up. Once it spawns and the loot starts raining down, you're going to have, I believe, a 90-second counter or 60 seconds or something pretty long, and it gives you a lot of time to grab the chest. Go ahead, climb on top of these platforms, make sure your tincture of queen foil is popped, or else, you know, they won't be there, and just keep going over to the final chest, pick it up, and ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There is the Truth rocket launcher. But I personally cannot wait for the montages to come out where the rockets from the Truth start doing 180-degree turns just like they did in Destiny 1. It's gonna be a fun time, guys. So that is it for the video though, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, if it helped you out, a like rating would be very much appreciated. Also, make sure you subscribe for daily Destiny 2 content. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you all later. Peace.